Let's take a look at this story, which provides yet more proof that the entity currently led by Francis is not the Catholic Church. Headline, quote, Catholic, unquote, school suspends teen for remainder of year for believing God created two genders and protesting transgender students using girls' bathrooms. You can't make this stuff up. And notice here, this website called endtimeheadlines.org presumably sees itself as conservative, and yet they've bought into the propaganda evidenced in this very headline. They use the word two genders. No, there are two sexes. Gender is a grammatical term, and the word gender has been substituted for sex because of the malleability of that term. They want to introduce fluidity into the concept of sex, and therefore they say gender. So here we see, even in the headline, yet more evidence that so many of those today who see themselves as conservatives are in fact infected by liberalism. I would suggest that every one of us is infected by liberalism. It's in the air we breathe, and even those of us who see ourselves as conservatives are in fact infected by this miasma in which we live. And that's why I call myself only an aspiring traditionalist, an aspiring counter-revolutionary, because I know that in ways that I don't know, I too am infected by this toxic age in which we live. All right, let's have a look at the story. A student has reportedly been suspended by a, quote, Catholic, unquote, high school for the remainder of the school year for believing that God created two genders and protesting against transgender students using girls' bathrooms. Did you ever dream that you would read such a thing? Since November, Josh Alexander has allegedly been suspended from St. Joseph's, quote, Catholic, unquote, high school in Renfrew, Ontario, Canada. Alexander was allegedly punished by the school for organizing a protest against transgender students using girls' bathrooms. In other words, this is a sane man in an insane milieu, and therefore he's treated as if he's insane. Laugh or cry, my friends, laugh or cry. Alexander said he launched the demonstration after two girls at his school confided in him that they were uncomfortable sharing bathrooms with biological males. Notice that it says biological, as if there are other kinds of males. Alexander, an 11th grade student, was reportedly barred from attending St. Joseph's, quote, Catholic, unquote, high school for the remainder of the school year. Alexander informed the Epoch Times that St. Joseph's, quote, Catholic, unquote, high school told him that his attendance at the school would be, quote, detrimental to the physical and mental well-being, unquote, of transgender students. Alexander said the school labeled his beliefs as, quote, offensive, unquote, and, quote, bullying, unquote, because there was a transgender student in his class. Alexander insists that he has no plans to be violent in defending his ideology. Ideology. Notice the use of that word, ideology. No, it's not an ideology that he has. He simply recognizes reality. And to do so is not to subscribe to an ideology. So here we have yet more evidence of the liberal infection, even among those who think they're conservatives. Anyway, continuing. And he doesn't feel as though he is bullying anyone. Quote, offense is obviously defined by the offended. I expressed my religious beliefs in class and it spiraled out of control, unquote, Alexander explained. He's simply sane. That's all he is. He's just a sane man living in an insane environment. Quote, not everybody's going to like that. That doesn't make me a bully. It doesn't mean I'm harassing anybody. They express their beliefs and I express mine. Mine obviously don't fit the narrative, unquote. Yes, your beliefs don't fit the narrative of unreality, of the war against reality, and therefore ultimately against God, the author of reality. No, my friend, your sane beliefs don't fit the diabolical narrative that these people have spun. He said, quote, "This whole issue isn't about identity, it's about biology and morality," unquote. Alexander told the post-millennial. No, it's simply about reality. Quote, "They're using it as a technicality to say they're not disciplining me, and it's just a form of exclusion to protect the other students," unquote. However, Alexander is already enrolled at St. Joseph's, quote, Catholic high school, which reportedly bars him from enrolling in any other education programs. Oh, unbelievable. And guess whose side Francis, anti-Pope Francis, will take? He'll take the side of this, quote, Catholic, unquote, school. Because he, like this school, like the administration of the school, because he is also a stinking pervert. And therefore he'll side with the perverts, with the degenerates, with those at war against God.